Hi, everyone. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. I hope you're healthy. Thank you so much for coming to the Spirit Guide Show. Welcome. Let me know where you're from while people are still joining us. Please let me know in the chat. I'm always really excited to see where everyone's from. Also, I hope you guys can hear me and see me. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Just type yes. Great. So we have Ava from Chile in the US. I think that means she is from Chile, but is in the US right now. Awesome. Then we have Robin from Oregon, Autumn from California, George from Low Desert, Southern California, Justine from Washington, Becky from Pennsylvania, Tiffany from Georgia. Awesome. Welcome, everyone. So many of us around the world are facing difficult times right now. Maybe you are ill, caring for someone who is ill. Maybe you're self-isolating or asked to stay home to help flatten the curve. Or maybe you just lost your income because you are self-employed or have a local business. Or you are an essential worker and have to put in extra hours and hardly get to see your children. Either way, it's difficult for many of us. So whatever the case, you probably ask yourself how you can help yourself, your family, community, and the world at large to get through this, and how your spirit guides might assist you with this. That's what we will be talking about on this week's episode of the Spirit Guide Show. So by the end of the show, you will know how astrology can serve as a roadmap during difficult times, how you can make a difference using your innate skills, talents, and gifts, and why this is a great time to practice spiritual activism. All right, we have more people join us. We have Lori from Wisconsin and Cindy from Oxford. Awesome. So in the second part of the show, I will do a Q&A, and you can ask me any kinds of questions about spirit guides or spirituality in general. And then in the third part, I will do mini readings for a few of you. So before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Yemoonyah. I'm a spirit guide medium and Hay House author, and you can find me at thespiritguidemedium.com. And if you are interested, I'll type this in the chat for you. Here you go. That's my website. And let us know in the chat if this global health crisis has already affected you negatively in some way, any way. Doesn't matter if it's because you feel lonely at home or if you lost your job. Whatever it is, let us know if it affected you. And you can just type yes or no. I'm just curious how many of us are in a situation like this. All right, so while you're at it, share this with anyone who would be interested in watching the show with you today. So there's a share button, I think, up here for you guys. And you can click on it and share it either on social media, email, wherever you want. And if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, come on over here to either my website or Crowdcast. There's a link in the description, either above or below, depending on where you're watching this. Because only here will I be able to give you a mini reading and answer your questions. You can still watch on Facebook and YouTube, but I can't give you a mini reading or answer your questions. So click the link in the description and come on over. Also, if you run into any tech issues, you just have to reload the page, refresh the page. That usually solves the problem. So if you can't hear me, the video freezes, whatever it is, refresh the page. All right, so let's see. We have Lorraine says yes, it has affected her. Tiffany, yes, says yes slightly. Jacqueline says yes. Becky says yes. Justine says yes. Robin says yes. Jordan says yes. Elizabeth says yes. And Cindy says work in mental health and see the stress and fear this is causing so many people. Yes, absolutely. George says not a lot. I'm old and don't go out a lot anyway. Yeah, the same is true for me. I work from home anyway, so I'm a homebody. I'm home all the time. But my partner felt it. He has 2 jobs and can't go to work to any of them. So there, and he's self-employed, so that's not great. Then George, oh yeah, we had you already. And Lorraine says, I'm in the same profession, Cindy. Yeah. So, and Elena says we will be on 19 days quarantine mandatory. I can work from home. Well, that's great. In Colombia. Perfect. I know some other people are in or in quarantine in Colombia at the moment. Those of you who are used to work from home, you could definitely support your friends and family that are not used to it by sharing some tips, like how do you keep the discipline up? How do you structure your day? How do you not just lie around on the sofa in your underwear all day long? There are skills that you have that you can share to support others. Anyway, so we will talk about that in a little bit. So let's dive right in. So first of all, how astrology can serve as a roadmap during difficult times. So I'm not a professional astrologer in the sense that I do astrology readings, but I've studied astrology for 20 years now. And so I picked out one astrological happening that's happening right now that can give us some insight into the situation. So also my guides often use it, like astrology, to send me messages. So guides do that. They send us messages through things that we understand. Sometimes it might be you walking down the street and you suddenly hear a conversation that gives you the answer that you just needed. Your spirit guides can help you pay attention to that conversation so you get the information you need. And for me, that works through astrology. So also, the stars and the planets themselves are conscious beings and can act as our guides. Just saying. And they're usually guides for all of humanity. So we should listen to them. So here is like are the insights that I've gotten so far. So at the moment, the planet Uranus is stationed in Taurus. Uranus, the planet, represents, among other things, disruptions, sudden change, revolution, technology, the internet, innovation, and enlightenment. So that's the planet, Uranus, and it is in Taurus, in the sign of Taurus right now, and it will be there for 7 years altogether. Taurus rules comfort, physical pleasure, physical goods, money, and our values. So this temporary constellation perfectly represents what's happening right now. We are seeing disruptions and sudden change, which is Uranus, to our daily lives, which affect our comfort, money for many of us, and in the long term, hopefully our values. So these last few, which affects comfort, money, and values. These are represented by Taurus. And yes, I said I just said, and hopefully it changes our values. And I said, hopefully on purpose, because to me, there are two takeaways from the coronavirus that can impact our future in a positive way. And changing our values is very important. So takeaway number one is this unique time in our lives will give us the opportunity to go inwards and rediscover what we truly value. Taurus, remember, Taurus represents our values. And for most of us, that answer will hopefully include the value of real human connection. We are all realizing how important that is right now. The value of compassion and the value of collaboration. Right now, everyone's being asked to collaborate so we can overcome this difficult situation. All of us are in this together. We all have to collaborate. We can't just think of ourselves. So these values are coming back. And we can then incorporate these values into the fabric of our societies by living them every day, by incorporating them into our daily lives. Remember, our society is made up of humans. And so if every human rediscovers these values of human connection and compassion and cooperation, then we can change where we are going from here. And there are like a million different routes that society could take right now. Let's make sure that it takes the right one by really anchoring into the values that we want to see in our future. So then takeaway number 2 from this constellation of Uranus being in Taurus is the opportunity that we're being shown right now through this is to truly leverage the power of the internet to create connection and collaboration with others across the globe. So, like we said, Uranus also represents technology, innovation, the internet, new ideas. So that's the positive side. So let's use these. Let's use innovation. Let's use the internet to create connection and collaboration with others across the globe. So we obviously need it more than ever. So think of ways you can facilitate that for others, for yourself and for others. So be it that you start a book club online, be it that you do online yoga classes, and you don't have to be a yoga teacher even. Just if you do yoga every day, just start doing it with others online. Same for the book club. You don't have to ever have done that before. But if you're an avid reader, just pick a book that you like and get together with 10 other people, find them on Facebook, and discuss the book together. Bring people together. That's really important. That's how you can support yourself and others in the community. Another idea is do a story hour for kids if that is something you like doing. Start a knitting circle. Create a chess competition. You name it. Like almost any gift, skill, or talent can help support ourselves, our families, communities, and the world at large through these difficult times via the internet. So Uranus brings the disruption into our values and our money and all that, but it also brings the solution at the same time. And if you think that whatever you do, like your gift, your skill, your talent, your job can't be done online, think again. Do some research. Don't automatically think, oh, this is not possible. There are people that do things online that you can't even imagine right now. So, and if you think like absolutely impossible, let me know in the chat what it is, and I will try to help find something, because I know tons of people that do all kinds of things online, and there's a lot of opportunity. So, and then the last question really is how can you make a difference using your innate skills, talents, and gifts? Well, this is this time right now with coronavirus, and any difficult time really, is a great time to finally, and excuse my French, but stop bullshitting and follow your true calling. Sorry if I offended anyone, but there is really no time left. This is the best time you have. We need all hands on deck. If you are sitting at home right now and are out of work and are bored, this is it. Like, write that book, start your YouTube channel, offer tarot readings, start an online business, whatever your secret dreams are, go for it now. Don't squander the time. Just do it. We need you to shine your light in the world. So using your innate gifts, talents, and skills is the best way to help yourself, your family, community, and the world at large through this crisis. There's a reason you have this idea. There's a reason you have this dream. There's a reason you feel this calling. But if all you can do is meditate daily because you feel overwhelmed and you're just not one of these people that start creating right away, that's fine. But if you have a dream, if you have an idea, if you have this calling, follow it now. Also, again, like if all you can muster right now because you are in panic mode and all you can do right now is like sit and meditate for 10 minutes a day, do that. because even by just meditating 10 minutes a day, you will raise the vibration of this planet, and that makes a difference. We don't all have to be nurses out there. We don't all have to do shopping for the elderly. If that's your calling, do it, obviously. But for other people, if your calling is to write a book, write your book now, because we need that book in the world. Otherwise, you wouldn't have that calling. And maybe you can start like a writing circle online. There are, I don't know how many people, like probably thousands, millions of people that are going to start writing a book right now, and just get them on Zoom. That's wait, I'll actually write that down in the chat if anyone doesn't know it. Zoom.us. It's great because you can meet with people online. You can even have breakout rooms, in the sense that, let's say you have a group of 20 people, you can put them in 5 different rooms so that it's always 4, that it's 4 together. So start a writing circle. Get your friends together who also want to write a book, and set a time every day from 5 to 6 p.m. and then you get together and you write. You don't talk, you just write together. We need that kind of stuff, doing things together. So then, right. So right. The last thing I said, even if you just meditate at home, it will raise the vibration of this planet, and it will help us get through this together and faster. So why is this a great time to practice spiritual activism? Well, let's first define spiritual activism. Spiritual activism, as I see it, is the act of taking spiritual principles and values that you acquire through spiritual practice and then applying them in the physical world in order to create a more egalitarian, inclusive, and collaborative place for ourselves and others. Okay, let me say that one more time. Spiritual activism is the act of taking spiritual principles and values that you acquire through spiritual practice and then applying them in the physical world in order to create a more egalitarian, inclusive, and collaborative place for ourselves and others. And this is where your spirit guides come in. Since you are here watching the Spirit Guide Show, you are either already in touch with your guides or you want to establish contact with them. This is a great time to do so. Develop a spiritual practice that allows you to receive guidance from your cosmic helpers. And then actually apply that in real life, their guidance. Do not ignore it, even if it's not what you think or what you wanted it to be. If their guidance is just a small step, like meditate every day, then do it. Because if you don't do it, you're not going to get the next step. And they will usually not tell you what's at the end. They will not tell you you're going to make 10 million with the book you write. That's not how it works. They will tell you journal. And then you start journaling, and then they say journal again the next day, and you journal again, and then they say again and again, and you do that for 6 months, and then they say now you're ready, start writing a book. Then you start writing the book, and then they say and now go to this publisher or go to any publisher and see if you can sell it. And then you do that. It's step by step by step. You do not have to know what's at the end of the path. Just start going. Just start connecting with your guides and listen to their guidance. So over the next few weeks, I will tell you more about how to do that. So stay tuned for upcoming episodes of the Spirit Guide Show. I will show you how to connect with your guides so that you can do that over these next few weeks or months that we're in this situation. And so that you can start following their guidance and can start following your dreams and your calling, because like I said, we really need everyone. For now, what you can do is make space for them to communicate with you by meditating for 10 minutes a day. Even if it's just 5 minutes, if that's all you can do, do it. But if you're sitting at home and don't have anything to do right now, do it. It's good for you, and it creates this space, because meditating helps to create space between your own thoughts and emotions. It's almost like things slow down, and there you need that space between your own thoughts and emotions so your spirit guides can give you messages. If you are constantly like thinking and feeling, and it's like constantly busy, then they can't get in their messages. So you need to learn to like slow down, slow your brain down a little bit. And meditating helps. It doesn't matter how you do it, don't overthink it. If you've ever done sitting in the power with me, do that. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, do your own kind of meditation. Guided, not guided, with music, no music, doesn't matter for now. I'll teach you more about that. But for now, just sit for 10, 5, 15 minutes, whatever makes sense for you a day, and just sit. All right, so I want to know, have you ever felt called to do something, even if you don't know what it is? And does that call become stronger right now? Just type yes or no in the chat. Have you ever felt called to do something? Have you ever felt a call in your heart that there is something you need to do in this lifetime? You might not know what it is. You might have absolutely no clue, or maybe you do. And also, if let me know if that feeling becomes stronger right now. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going through the chat and I'm seeing if there's anything. All right, so Tiffany says yes. Ty says yes. Ava says yes. Angie says yes. Cindy says yes. Tiffany says yes. AC says yes. Evie says yes. Hi, Evie. Antonella says yes. Justine says yes. George says no. I think he's the only one. But still, George, you're here. I'm not so sure about this. Because the fact that you are here means that you feel called to connect with your spirit guides. That in itself is a calling. It doesn't always have to be connected to your job, because your calling could be something different from your job. Absolutely. Jordan says, yes, my whole life. The wait is intense. And lots of more yeses. Oh my God, you all have it. Tia says, this is my first time viewing, and I'm so glad that I tuned in. Oh, welcome, Tia. AC says, seems to be stronger every day on my walks. Nature has been speaking straight to my heart, stronger every day. Yes, being in nature does that, because what nature does, it brings you back to your own nature. And your own nature, like who you truly are, your authentic self knows exactly what needs to be done. Tiffany says, yes, but I've lost touch with myself and am trying to get back to being more grounded, to get back on track. Well, this is a perfect opportunity as long as you are at home, because you can ground yourself into being yourself, being with yourself right now. Monica says, my second time viewing, and I'm so glad. I need to stay tuned. Awesome. And Jacqueline says, yes, but I'm not sure what are the tangible steps. Time to meditate more. Yes, the tangible steps. This is, again, something people always have these expectations that your guides will tell you, okay, you need to become a nurse, or you need to become a film editor, whatever it is. But that's not how it works. They will usually tell you, like I said earlier, they might give you a hint like journal, and then you follow that step without knowing that in the end you're going to write a book. That's the whole thing. You need to trust, and they are here to help you build that trust in yourself and your own intuition. So when you want guidance from your guides, listen to the little things that they might not make sense to you, but just go with it. Of course, you want to stay safe. Don't do anything crazy, because your guides would never tell you anything to do anything that harms you or others, just to make that very clear. If you have thoughts like that, that's not your guides and you should not follow them. All right, so another first timer. Yay, welcome, Ava. Cindy says, me too, love the show. Oh, you guys, thank you. Let's see. Ty says, nature seems to speak to me all the time as well. I've seen animals I never see all the time, but lately I feel like I've lost touch with myself too. I want to get back on track. I've been having dreams of certain ones too, and I've been looking up the meaning of them on Google. It creeps me out because of how accurate they seem to me, but I want to have an open mind as well. Awesome. These are signs that you're getting. Follow them wherever they're taking you. Follow them. Angie says 3 different shamans at my local tribe have told me that I'm a healer as well, but I'm needing guidance that I can't seem to find. If you can't find guidance, be your own guide. Don't wait for anyone. I was in the same situation 20 years ago when I started my spiritual journey. I thought I needed a mentor. I thought I needed a guru. Thought I needed a shaman, whatever it was. I was kind of waiting for my teacher to arrive and teach me. Never happened. Well, actually, now I have a few, but go and do your own thing. Read the books that speak to you. Watch movies about the topics that speak to you. Just sit and meditate. Ask your guides. Go out in nature. Ask the animals. Connect with the trees. Do the things that feel right for you. Do yoga. All these things will help you find the next step. And you do not necessarily need a teacher. Some people are not meant to have a teacher. And oftentimes, from what I understand or from what I've seen so far, people who do not have a teacher do not have one because they're supposed to come up with their own ideas and not follow someone else's ideas or follow a certain lineage. Like, we are the people, sometimes we synthesize ideas, or we bring in new ideas, or we take things into a different direction. So there's a reason that you don't have a teacher. Doesn't mean you can't follow that path. Cindy says, I have trouble trusting my intuition, but will work to change that. Yes. Listen, Cindy, you're not the only one. I bet that 95% of people who are here have that same problem. And you can get over that. You can just, it's practice. That's all it is. Practice, practice, practice. And how do you practice? By asking your intuition and your guides. For example, you're in the park and there's 2 paths to take. Which one should I take? And then you just listen to your own intuition, and then you follow your intuition and see what happens. Maybe you find $10 on the ground, but like, your guides and your intuition, your higher self will tell you, okay, go here, and then see what happens. If something good happens, it worked. And then do this for little decisions that you have to make. Like I said, there's which path to take in the park or whatever. Do not do this right away for big decisions, because you're not used to it. You're just going to go crazy. Little decisions that will build your trust. That will build your trust by doing little decisions and asking your intuition and your guides. And then once you have that first layer of trust, you can take a step further and ask your intuition and your guides about a little bit bigger decisions. That's how you do it. Eileen says, thank you so much for the information. I've been having a lot of dreams lately, especially after meditating. Awesome. Yes, dreams are also a way to really get a lot of information from your guides. They can talk to you in your in your dreams. Some people exclusively work through dreams. So that's definitely a great way to do it. Maritza says, set up an altar, which I have set up a couple of days ago after you channeled this message sent by my guides. Awesome. That's also a great way. Absolutely. Because setting up an altar kind of like brings your intention to connect with your guides into the physical world. You have something tangible that you can touch, your altar that represents your intention to connect with the spiritual realms. And the more you can bring it into the physical, the more you ground it into the physical, the more it can become real and become manifest. And she says, thank you so very much. I feel the same way. You have just confirmed all for me. Perfect. Great. Jordan says, I know that my ancestors speak to me, particularly in the form of certain animals and numbers. I also have other guide-like experiences that don't feel like my ancestors. Is this possible, or is it ancestors I'm not as connected with? No, that's totally possible. Ancestors are just one type of spirit guide. So there are 6 others. So you have ancestors, you have angels, you have animal guides. Animal guides are the spirit of an entire animal species, not like the soul of one animal. Then you have, let me think, ascended masters. So these were once humans that walked the earth as humans, but they reached enlightenment and left the reincarnation cycle. Then you have deities, gods and goddesses from all over the world. Then you have nature spirits, elves, fairies, etc. And you have star beings. So these would be what we usually call aliens. But I don't like to use that term because I don't want people freaking out because they watch too many scary Hollywood movies. Also, my definition of star beings also includes other kinds of beings that are not necessarily aliens. So, for example, the planets and the stars themselves, they have spirits, they can communicate with us. That's also included in star beings. So these are the 7 types of spirit guides that you can have. Also, we all have a team of guides. So it's not that we can only have one guide. We have a team of core guides that's always with us our entire life. Some of them even stay throughout several lifetimes. And then you also have guides that come and go depending on what you're going through in life. So, for example, if you're going through a divorce, there might be an angel coming to help you through that phase, because that angel is kind of like an expert for going through divorces. And as soon as you're better and feeling great again, then the angel leaves and help someone else. So it's definitely possible that you feel guides around you that are not your ancestors. All right, let's see. Deanna says that makes me feel validated. I have always been non-conforming and don't connect with a lot of people. Well, there you go. Absolutely. Then you're just on your own path, and that's the path you have to take. Go for it. Maria says, when I'm contemplating an issue, I sometimes get signals of affirmation from my guides telling me on the right track. The signs appear in various ways, sometimes a synchronicity. Yes, absolutely. So they can appear as synchronicities, they can appear as signs or symbols or dreams, anything that gives you a feeling of, oh, I'm on the right track, seeing 11:11 on the clock, whatever it is, anything that gives you the feeling of, oh, I'm on the right path. Follow that. AC says, what is my animal guide? We'll get to the readings in a little bit. Let me check the chime. Yeah. Ty says, what about dinosaur spirits? Dinosaurs that appear in dreams, or is that the same as regular animals appearing in them? I would say dinosaurs are definitely animal guides. So in that sense, you would communicate with them similar to other animal guides. Even though they don't exist anymore, I would still count them as animal guides, yes. And yeah, in my upcoming book, it will come out in October. It's called The 7 Types of Spirit Guides. I explain how to connect with the different types of animal guides, and I talk about the different characteristics and gifts, and also challenges, and what it means that if you have an animal guide or an angel or whatever. So yeah, but I can't go into all of that right now. Sorry. Monica says, what would be some important items that shouldn't be missing on an altar? I've set one with religious images, candles, angels, anything I should add. That sounds great. I think I would just go with my intuition. If What's always good is to have something that represents earth, air, fire, and water. That by itself creates a space, a sacred space, having the representations for these. You can also have representations for northeast, southwest, or you can have if you follow a system that says, for example, north is air and east is fire, etc., then you can have something that represents both. So, for example, something that represents the south and fire and represents the north and air together. I hope that wasn't too complicated. So yeah, that's always good to have. And then maybe something that represents your ancestors is also a good one. Whereas it shouldn't always be a picture of a specific ancestor, because you don't know how that ancestor, how well that ancestor is in spirit. Because just because our ancestors died doesn't mean that they're all knowing and all wise. They still keep their personalities. Yes, they are a little more enlightened by now, but they're still going through that process. They're not godlike now. So we should, if your Uncle Eddie was an alcoholic and didn't do much with his life, he should not be on your altar, for example. Just as an example. um how do we figure out who our guides are? That's what we're going to get into over the next few weeks, so yeah, watch out for that. Ty says, I had a T-Rex chase me a few nights ago is why. Awesome. Well, I always say with guides, if something shows up once, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a guide. If something shows up twice, I would start paying attention. If something shows up 3, 4, 5 times, then definitely pay attention and see what happens, because then it's very likely that it's a guide. George says, I have lots of rocks and crystals on my altar. They're amazing cause they're so orderly inside. I studied mineralogy. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, crystals are always great. Then we have Deanna, who says, I've been seeing a whole lot of 7s in the past week. Well, then think about, what does 7 mean to you? Before you look it up on the internet or in a book or anywhere else, what does it mean to you personally? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. Our guides work with our frame of mind, our personal frame of mind. A rose might mean something to society, it might mean something else to me, and it might mean something else to a third person. What does it mean to you? That's important. And then once you wrote it down, like, this is what 7 means to me. Maybe you had 6 siblings and 7 to you represents family, for example. Or 7 represents camaraderie or whatever it is. First, think about that and then go online and look it up, what other people have to say about it. Evie says, ask your guides what they would like you to put on the altar. It helps with creating a connection between the two of you. Yes, totally true. Thank you, Evie. Absolutely. And by asking your guides, when we talk about that, I don't mean that you have to sit and wait to hear a voice coming from the outside. That's not how it usually works. It can work like that, but that's not how it usually works. Usually your answers will come inside your own head. You might just get a feeling of, oh, that would be nice on my altar. Or you might just have a sudden insight about, oh, I should put this on my altar. Or you might see an image with your mind's eye of something that you want to put there. This can all be communication from your spirit guides. And I'm trying to teach you like how to make the difference later, but for now, if you have an intuition, just follow it. It could be from your guides, it could be from your higher self. For now, it doesn't matter. As long as it feels right, go for it. As long as it has a positive impact on your life, follow it. Later on, you will learn, okay, this was my higher self, this was my guides, how you know the difference. Obviously, if something has a negative influence on your life, do not follow it. Just say, nope, this is not for me. I'm going this way. I hope that makes sense. Macy's laughing about the alcoholic Uncle Eddie. Ava says, are our guides the same as an adult as when we were a child? Not sure I understand the question. Hold on. Are our guides the same as an adult as when we were a child? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Could you like rephrase that for me, please? AC says, I have crystals and candles and Palo Santo on my altar. How would I incorporate water? Well, you could have like a little bowl with water, for example. That's what I do. Anything else? You could have something that represents water in the sense of like a little picture of water or a picture of a wave or a jewelry that's in wave form or something that represents water in some way. Also, when it comes, I also have Palo Santo. When it comes to these kinds of things, Palo Santo, sage, etc., I'm personally trying to source more local herbs or incenses for this because of the negative impact it has on the environment and on local, often indigenous cultures when we import this kind of stuff. Again, not judging you. I have Palo Santo here, right here. But I'm trying to be more aware of this. And wherever you live, there were indigenous people too. So maybe we can do some research and see, okay, people here hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, maybe just 3 years ago, used local herbs to do this. What herbs are there? And then use these, see if you can find them. Just a suggestion. And then AC asks, has anyone ever seen a fairy? I have had a strong pull to connect with fairies, and up until this last year, I didn't even know they were not completely made up. Yes, I've seen nature spirits, definitely in 3D, pop out of the earth in front of me. So yeah, they're definitely real. There's a lot of books about fairies and nature spirits on Amazon. I would just type in fairy and see what comes up. Actually, there is, I'm not sure if her book is out now. A fellow Hay House author. Her name is Karen. No, she has a fairy deck, a card deck. But maybe you're into that. It's her name is Karen K. Not sure what her deck is called, but it's published by Hay House, so it will be easy to find. Cindy says, I saw a fairy once in the woods. I was sitting down meditating, and when I opened my eyes, there was a fairy in front of my face. I said, hello, little fairy, and closed my eyes. Then she was gone. My children still laugh at that. Yeah. And Eva says, I meant to say, your question. Are our spirit guides the same ones all our life? Meaning they are the same ones in our adult life to the ones. Oh, okay, now I got it. So some of our spirit guides stay with us our entire lives, or even for several lifetimes. Yes. Others come and go. So both is true. All right. So what time is it? All right. Time to do readings. For those of you who've been here before, you know how it works. For those of you who are new, find the ask a question section. Find the ask a question section. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes because I have a feeling I forgot to say something. Right. So find the ask a question section. On your phone, it should be a little question mark, and type in newbie, but only if you've never had a reading from me before. So again, go to the questions and ask a question section, or questions and answers, I think sometimes it's called, and type in newbie, only if you've never had a reading from me before. All right, I'll wait a little bit while you do that. In the meantime, um, right, so here I usually explain about the 7 types of spirit guides, but I already did that. I'll just repeat really quickly. There are 7 types of spirit guides: angels, ancestors, nature beings, star beings, ascended masters, deities, animal guides. We all have a team of guides. I already mentioned that. So the one that has the most important message will be the one that steps forward for you today. So it might be different from the one that you know or expect to come. And also, you get the messages that you need to hear, not what you want to hear or expect to hear. So please keep an open mind. So in the meantime, I'll go back and I'll pick someone. And I randomly pick people, and I just trust that Spirit picks the right ones because I can't do readings for all of you. I'm really sorry about that. If you don't get a reading today, pay attention to the readings that I give to other people, because Spirit knows that you're here. And if you need a message, it can be in someone else's reading. Oftentimes, almost always, when I do readings for one person, there are others that get the same message from that reading. So take that on board. If it feels like this makes sense to you as well, see it as a message from your guides, even though I'm not talking to you personally. And there's always something to be learned from what others are like, from the messages that others are getting. And if you don't get a reading, just come back next time. Have some patience. There's no guarantee you're going to get a reading here. All right, so I'm going to go with oh, by the way, I forgot to say, to do a reading, I'm going to invite you on screen. So you'll get a little notification that I invited you. You have to say yes, that you want to come on screen, and then I'll do a reading for you. All right, I'm going to invite Deanna. I'm going to invite Ava. And I'm going to invite AC. I think that's how you say your name. And then I'm going to invite Justine. And I'll just keep going and invite a few people at the same time until someone shows up. I'll invite Jacqueline. Ah, there we have someone. Okay. Hi, Justine.
Hi.
Hello. All right, so let me mute everyone else for now. All right. All right, what I'm gonna, oh, there's more people. Let me mute them first. Okay, hold on. Ah, too many people. I can see you all at the same time now. Jacqueline, can you say something? Because I think then you're gonna come back on screen for me. Oh, I muted you. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
All right, so, right, okay, let's start. Oh, wait, give me one sec. Okay, so I'm seeing Jacqueline. We're gonna go with Jacqueline now. All right.
Okay.
Wait, I need to take one more look at you because that helps me. Okay. Jacqueline, what I'm getting for you, I don't see a guide yet, but what I'm getting for you is that you're almost like you're pretending to be someone that you're not. And that's not like a judgment or anything. But that's what I'm getting. In the sense of like, and almost all of us do that, like you're not being completely authentic because you feel you can't be authentic, because you feel if you were the way you really are, there would be some kind of consequences, like people wouldn't like you anymore, you couldn't do your job, or something like this. But for you, this is very much about like going deep inside yourself and finding yourself and really bringing that out. Let me see who's talking to me here. Right, it's an angel. It's a female angel. Right, and she's showing up in angels do that a lot. Like I can't really see their features or anything, because it's almost like they're standing in front of a door and lots of light comes out, and they're almost, yeah, they're made out of light. But this one is wearing almost like a business suit, and when angels do that, then I know they want to talk about work. So this like self-finding has to do with work. So you not be allowing yourself to be authentic, there is a connection with your work. Would you understand that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So that's your job right now, to find a way to
Mm,
come back to yourself and allow yourself to be who you are, to be gentle with yourself, to be nice to
mm,
yourself, because your angel is telling me you're a gentle soul, and you're not allowing yourself to be as sensitive as you are. You're kind of like trying to
mm.
pretend like you're tougher than you are, and that has to do with your work. That in your work you have to be, or you think you have to be tougher. I don't know what the real situation is. Would you understand that?
Yeah, that definitely resonates.
Okay. So yeah, if you can, you might have the opportunity at the moment, really, like, drop into yourself, allow yourself, especially if you have to stay home at anyway, then you can just be yourself for a while.
Hmm.
And that will help you to then find ways to be yourself in the world as well, and also with your work. And also, if you've ever thought about starting your own business or something like this, go for it. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, I've actually started
Yeah,
yesterday, so
but there
gonna
you go.
see how it goes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Then so yeah, your angel is with you and it's like your cheerleader. So do your thing, because yeah, you have a really beautiful light. So shine that light.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
coming.
Thank you so much for your
You're,
guidance.
you're welcome. All right. Let's see. Okay. So, and I was gonna start with Justine, right? Yeah. So let's go to Justine now. Sorry for abandoning you earlier. I couldn't see you anymore.
No,
All
it's
right.
okay.
All right, Justine, let's see. I'm not sure yet what it is, but it's definitely this spirit guide is definitely a very happy one and very outgoing one and very like jubilant somehow. I can feel the energy. And I think it's either an animal guide or a nature spirit. I'm not sure yet. Let me see. Right. Okay. It's I'm not sure what I think it's like an in like a mix between an elf and a gnome or something. Because it's like a little being. It's a little female, and she has pointy ears, um, no wings.
Mm.
But she's very connected to nature. She's very connected to herbs and plants and working with herbs and plants. Um, I don't know if you were the one in the chat who said that people told you that you're a healer, but that's maybe that was someone else. But that's what I'm getting for you. There's some healing ability, and the healing
Mm.
ability has to do with herbs and plants. So maybe there's an interest in homeopathy or
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely go down that path. And your guide, she's cute. She's an older lady, but she's wearing like a skirt that's made of leaves,
Mm.
and I can't see what the top is made of. So the skirt is green, but the top is more like a purple pinkish
Mm.
kind of. Oh, it's made out of not leaves, but um yeah, leaves. No, what is
Mm.
it? Sorry, I'm not sure, but something from plants. I can't properly see it. But anyways, she's wearing a little hat and she has these pointy ears and she has dark skin. And she she wants to teach you more about that path, and she wants you to um, when you're out in nature, like really look at plants and see them as beings and try to communicate with them, say hello, smile at them, ask them how they are, because that will help you build a very different relationship to plants and how you can heal with them than most people have that work with plants.
Okay.
And her name is Carla, she says, with a C, Carla.
Hi, Carla.
All right, so I'll leave you with that. I hope that helps you.
Yes.
And
That
it
helps
sounds
me
like
a
it's
lot.
awesome. Sounds like it's
Yeah.
confirming a path that you're already on. That's
Yes.
great. Well, then good luck
Thank you
with
so
everything.
much.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. All right, let's see. Now we have AC. I have no idea if that's really how you pronounce your name. Yeah?
Yep, you got it.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's see. AC. All right, definitely male energy that's here for you. All right, it almost feels like there are a few, and then I have to like kind of separate them. Let's see. Okay, it feels like, God, they're lining up for you. It feels like there's like a male star being for you, there's a male angel for you, and there's a male ancestor for you.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure out which one wants to step forward. All right, so there's this male ancestor. Let me try to figure out. Because sometimes it's hard. If there are like a few, then it blends together and it's hard to figure out what belongs to whom. So let's see. So there's male ancestor. Seems pretty close. So this is not like hundreds or thousands of years back. It feels like this is someone that you've actually known. Feels like either a father or a grandfather that you were close to and had a loving relationship with. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have either a father or a grandfather that you have a loving relationship or had a loving relationship with in spirit. So someone who has passed, yes?
Yeah. What about like my son's father?
No, this is someone who's older
No.
than you.
Okay.
So do you
Like
have
an alcoholic Uncle Eddie?
no, no, it doesn't feel like an alcoholic. No, but this is like, do you have like, let me ask you, do you have a grandfather that has passed that's not among the living anymore?
A great grandfather.
Could be. Okay. But your two grandfathers are still here. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And your dad is also still here?
Yep.
Okay. Great grandfather. I'm not sure. It feels. Okay, let me try to describe this person a little bit better. Feels like someone who was definitely educated, who liked education. Could be like formal education, could be that it was just someone who really liked to read or learn things. Feels like someone who was a quieter person. And it feels like someone who has a very kind heart. Does that remind you of someone? Could that be your great grandfather or someone else who could be like a father or grandfather to you? It's definitely someone who's close to you. Someone who feels like a big fondness for you. If it doesn't make
Nope.
sense, it's totally fine. Say no.
Nope.
Okay. Let me see if. Well, he's convinced, and he's standing here, and he actually put his hands on his hips a little bit, and I was like, what? So I don't know. Let me see if I can get anything else that makes sense to you. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we'll move on to someone else. That's totally fine. I keep seeing him in a woolen sweater. I don't know why. That could be symbolic or not, but what else do I see? Okay, so what this person wants to tell you, there's a message here, maybe that helps. So this person
Okay.
is here to talk about like education. So either, again, it could be a formal education, could just be that you have a new hobby, could be that you are learning a specific skill right now, something about that. And this person wants to help you with this. And he's very much about like education is important, learning new skills is important, be a lifelong learner. Does this make sense to you? Are you learning a new skill at the moment? Are you going back to school or something like that in that vein?
I'm trying to like grow my Reiki practice, and I
Okay.
just started this yoga journey and meditation. It feels like
Okay.
the spiritual world is like about to just burst wide open for me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, he's laughing. He says she will remember. She will remember later, and then she will know. It's fine. But the message is important. This is someone who wants to help you on your journey to learn new things, whatever that is. Could be like spiritual knowledge, could be that your business knowledge for your Reiki practice. I'm not sure what it is, but this person is here to help you with that. And so the support is here for that, and just take that. Yeah, and I don't know who this is, but I'm curious. So if you remember later on, please send me an email or something, because I'm curious who this is. But
Okay.
this happens sometimes. For example, it could be someone who was a neighbor and would teach you things when you were younger, but he feels very close to you. He has a very close, I don't know, he's very fond of you. So just think about it and see. But let me see if there's someone else for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's also this star being, male star being, there's this connection. The connection is to Sirius, the star system. Um,
Is what?
sorry. So there's this star being for you here.
Okay. Right.
And the star being is connected to the star system Sirius. That's Sirius. If someone could type that in the chat for her, please, that would be awesome.
I got it.
Okay. So maybe you want to look that up and see about that. You are one of the people that are connected to other worlds. You haven't always lived on this planet. You are, like I said, no, I didn't say this yet, but you bring energies, or you connect the Earth to other star system, other planets, and then that helps to exchange energies, basically. So you are like in the middle, you are the one where the energies flow through. Like you're a channel for energy, for cosmic energies that flow from one place to another in the universe. You don't have to do anything specific for that. You can just be yourself and do your own thing. You automatically do it. Even when you were still a baby, you did it. He wants you to be aware of that. Just be aware of it. And Google star seeds and Sirius. And also look up at the stars at night if you can, even if it's just for a few seconds. But that will help you open your channel for these energies.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, I hope that helps you. If you remember who
Whoa.
that person was, let me know.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right, and we have Ava. Hold on, let me unmute you. Hi there. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Perfect.
Yeah, my name
All
is
right.
actually okay. My name is actually Andrea. Ava
Oh,
is a new business that I'm starting, and it's the three
oh,
first
okay.
initials of my names.
Okay. Well, Andrea, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm really really
Well,
nervous. Yes.
oh, don't be nervous. It's all fine. All right, let's see. All right, I'm getting message. This happens lately all the time. I'm starting to get the message without seeing who's talking, but which shows that like the way you connect with your guides changes over time. By the way, this is important to know. Anyway, so
Yeah.
the message I'm getting already is that you bring beauty into the world. You bring beauty into the world. Interesting. So let me ask you, like, does this make sense to you in the sense that you do something with beauty? Because that, yes, okay,
See,
yeah, okay.
yes,
Because they keep
yes,
saying she brings beauty
yes.
into the world. She brings beauty into the world. Okay, good. So let's see. All right. So the message for you is that to know that beauty is important. Beauty is not irrelevant. Beauty is not unimportant. Beauty is needed, just like anything else. And what you do is needed, and it brings light into the world. Just like some artists think like, oh, I'm just making art and it's not important, it doesn't help anyone. No, that's not true. What you bring into the world is very important, and you need to realize that and not think that you are doing unimportant work.
Thank you.
Who's talking? Right. It's actually, it's almost like, I don't know. Lately we have mixed race spirits show up. So this one is like half angel, half nature spirit.
Wow.
Like an angel, also with pointy ears. It's a female.
Wow.
And she looks like a cross between an angel and an elf from Lord of the Rings, like that.
Wow.
And she herself is very beautiful. And yeah, she is the one who's talking to you. And she says that's all she wants to tell you. Like, it's important that you realize that what you do is important, to never question your importance or the importance of your work.
Wow.
Never.
Wow. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So if you are willing, like, what do you do that has to do with bringing beauty into the world?
So it's so strange. When you said beauty, what I thought at first it was to help people to understand that the environment of their house, how they can affect on their life. What is it that you see on a daily basis, the neighborhood that you live? That a lot of people sometimes don't even pay attention to that, but
Yes.
we're seeing every single day. And if you are, and we created by the eye, right, for what we see. So
Yeah.
if we are seeing every day something that we don't like, or something that it makes us feel that we are not worth that of more,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that there is a message there that it can be shared. And
Yes.
my background is actually business. That's what I went to school for, and went to grad school for that as well. And then the tarot arrived into my life. And after that, that was in 2016. And after that, I started remembering a lot of my connection with the spirit world when I was a child, that I had a blog for throughout my whole life pretty much. And now it's very intense. It's very I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful to be talking to you right now. I never had the opportunity to see it live, and I always, every time that I see your videos, I always get a message. It's
There you
crazy.
go. Awesome. That's great.
And right now I am doing some videos. I'm originally from Chile, but I live here in the U.S. And I'm doing some videos to help women empower themselves through health and through the balance of their hormones, through just sharing information on social media.
Awesome.
and and I'm using the tarot to also I do tarot readings, and I want to start doing a one-on-one coaching more seriously.
Right.
And that's what I was doubting myself. And I had the website and all of that going on, but I have been doubting myself, is who I am, who is it, I mean, who am I to be that person.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
feel that I needed that confirmation. So
Well,
thank you very
great.
much.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, too late. Um, guys, I think, yes, I'm already over time. Thank you so much for coming. If you want to, and I forgot this earlier because, and this is important, if you want to learn more and use your spirit guide's wisdom to create real change in your own and other people's lives, I'm in the process of building a community called Spirit Guide Society. And started this a few months ago, but then writing the book got so intense that I had to put it to the side, but I'm working on it again. So this community, Spirit Guide Society, is bringing together spiritual seekers, light workers, and spiritual activists like you who are on a quest to create close relationships with their spirit guides. And we do this in order to develop our spiritual gifts, live with purpose every day, and design a better world in 2020 and beyond. We will gather for a weekly spirit guide communication practice sessions and one monthly group ceremony. The goal of this is to make this world a more egalitarian, inclusive, and collaborative place for ourselves and others with the help of our spirit guides. If that sounds like something you want to be part of, then click that button below, the green button that says follow your spirit guide's call. And then you can sign up for the waitlist, and I'll let you know when we open. There's no commitment or anything, so don't worry. You can just click it and read through the page and see if you want to sign up. If you sign up to be notified when we open, you will also get a 25% discount code for a spirit guide reading with me. So a one-on-one, 1 hour spirit guide reading with me. And you can get it for 25% off. Also, if you are not following me on Instagram yet, you can do so here. I share more tips, tools, and resources there on how to connect with your guides. And let me see one more time in the chat if there was anything that I missed. Um, all right, guys, I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.